Cool. All right, welcome everyone. We are going to be making watermelon shaved ice. It's a simple, easy recipe that I think that everyone should be making at home, and it requires 0 ingredients except for this. So let me clear things off. I have a little bit of the control operator camera person while doing this, so this is my first time doing this way. Let's move some stuff off. I got some cool angles for us to look at. We're gonna start off by cutting this watermelon. This watermelon is very tiny. It was probably more expensive than it needed to be, but it's seedless. It's very sweet. It is just perfect for this situation. If you have a watermelon with seeds in it, there's a way to get them out without having to stress about it. And I'm trying to figure out what the actual answer is. It might just be like flicking them off with your knife, which is fine. But you want to make sure that you take off the outside first. This watermelon looks green on the inside as well, like here on the rind. And this is something you can do with your family, your friends, by yourself. You don't have to make it a big ordeal. When I was in the hospital, I was craving sweet stuff, and I still do to this day. It's like a thing I can't get past. And so I was like, I want ice cream, I want sorbet, I want all these popsicles that are loaded with sugar. And one day I finally gave up, and I decided that I was just going to do something with fruit. So I chose to use, I think, coconut first. Took some coconut water, I froze it, and I scraped it with a fork like we're gonna do today. And then I started finding out that there's a lot of other things I can use that also, deliver the same effect. Now I'm just making sure I get all of the white off as much as possible, because it tends to not have as much flavor. It's more watery, if anything else. It's not bad for you, it's just we're not getting that pure watermelon flavor there. So now we have our watermelon trimmed up. It's flat on the bottom and top, as you can see. And now we're going to slice it. We want to chop it in small pieces. This is a funky watermelon. Make it simple. Don't need to go like too crazy with it. Doesn't need to be perfect. You can save some watermelon and set it aside for garnish, but honestly, it's just extra time that I'm not willing to deal with at the moment. Now, we're gonna put it in our blender, like so. I found a seed. And we're just gonna blend it up real quick. You don't need to strain this. So when we blend it, that's kind of it. You're welcome to do so if you'd like. Let me move this camera over here real quick. This is really cool. If you guys aren't on OBS right now, there's this like feature where you can take your cell phone and make it like a camera. So this is wireless. I think it's pretty cool. Now, turn your volume down, or maybe OBS will do that for us. That's it. Nothing crazy. So what's going to happen, it's going to turn into this just really nice liquid. Make a spoon. Where's the camera at? Right here. So it's nice watery like watermelon. This one's very sweet. So depending on what kind of watermelon you get, it might be a little less sweet, more watery. I'm not going to tell you to add sugar to it, but you can. But remember, when you add sugar for this process, the more sugar you have, the softer it's going to be, the less crystals will be forming. So when you go put it in this machine that I'm going to show you, it's going to start like getting stuck and like spinning in the ice versus clinging onto it and spinning that ice. Okay, so this is what we're going to be using today. This was $23 on Amazon. It's a very affordable piece of equipment. And it has like a little blade inside right here. That's going to be cutting the ice up. I guess we need to show you what to do with this liquid first, huh? So this machine comes with these cups, and they're designed to fit directly in here. So when you take your liquid, you're going to put it in here and fill it up just to where it hits like this kind of meniscus, right before the meniscus. And you'll freeze them until they're solid. I think in the recipe it says 1 to 2 hours. It may take longer depending on your freezer, but it fits right in. And if you don't have these or you want to make a lot of them, you can take all of those like deli containers you get for takeout food, save those, and fill them up. And you can freeze them like this, and you can freeze them in advance. I just would make sure that when you do freeze them, don't let them sit too long because the sugar will start like separating from the ice in the freezer too. So this is one we had frozen prior. So it's like this. Now, the best way to get it out is to just kind of rub it in your hands, or you can take a really quick dunk into like some hot water to loosen it up, and then turn it upside down and put it on there, right? All right. Now we want to take these teeth, you can see here, these super sharp teeth, and we're going to just get them on there as tightly and snug as possible. Be careful, this thing is like a loaded, it's such a very strong spring, and it will come back at you. And because I didn't use the container that came with the machine, sometimes it pops up like a jack-in-a-box. That's how this stuff happens. I think we got it. I think we got it. Okay, we're good. Whew. All right. So now we are going to take, because this is going to get a little messy, I would suggest putting this on a tray, just so in case you have like an exuberant amount of this watermelon just coming out, you have a place for it to kind of fall out to, because it will get sticky. And it's also important to have a container that you're shaving it in ready and nice and cold too. Ready? Let's see here. Just flip this around real quick. There we go. So all you have to do is, now that it's locked in, is just turn it around. Super simple. And then if you have more of these, you can just keep going and cranking them out. Sometimes I like to shave this, then put it into another container. And it has to be cold, or if it's warm at all, it'll start to like melt between this layer and where the ice is. So it's nice to have that pre-frozen. And then when you're done, you'll see that there's a little puck left over. You can add this to a cocktail, a mocktail, or you can just gnaw on it. Maybe your dog or animal would like it too. All right, so that's that. Now, I wanted to say something else about this, because this on its own for me is very delicious, but for everyone out there that's like, okay, I want something more from this, you can take some ingredients and add them on top. Like I have some coconut yogurt here, some mints, and some mango. So this is something that at least I can tolerate, and I think a lot of other people can eat as well. And what I would do is I would take, it's kind of like a vegan gelati. It's because you have like your shaved ice, like your water ice, with a little bit of like ice cream. Instead of ice cream, we're using this really nice coconut yogurt from Coco June. And because this is a little strong as far as flavor with the probiotics in it, I'll just put like a little smear in my bowl. So that way it's not like too aggressive, but it's a nice surprise underneath. Then I'm gonna add some mango in the bottom. And this is a champagne mango. These tend to be pretty custardy too. Like the flavor of them, it's not like your traditional mango that you'll see at the grocery store. It's very round. I forget the name of them. But this champagne mango is super custardy. And then from here, we're just gonna take our shaved ice that we threw back in the freezer and kind of, I'm sorry, I can't see that. And just kind of put it on top. So when somebody chomps into this, they can see, you know, there's some yogurt on the side, and you can put it offset so that they're not like super surprised when they bite into it. And if you want to, you can add some more mango on top, just so that nobody's like super thrown off. They're like, oh, this has got mango too. Come on. Right? Then we have a lot of mint from our garden. I got some chocolate mints, spearmint. So we're gonna just take that, rip it up and put it on top. And that's pretty much that's pretty much it, guys. That's all you have to do. It's super simple, delicious. You can put in your freezer for months. So if you run into a season where you like a lot of like melons that only come up for a certain amount of time in your neighborhood specifically, or in your area, you can puree them, freeze them, and save them for later so you can preserve them. But I wouldn't go past two months. It's a long time. Let's see what else. And if you have, let's see, if you have like canary melons, if you want to do this with cantaloupe, honeydews, this is great for that. I actually have some in the freezer from last year that I probably should throw away, but that's not your problem, that's mine. But yeah, that's it. So if you like this, check us out. Like the recipe's below in the description. Super simple, but if you watch this, I think you know that. And what else? Next week, we're going to be making sprouted roasted almond butter. So we're going to do this whole thing over again, but with that ingredient for those who want to make that. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. If you have questions, you can drop them in the chat, and I'll see you guys next time.